On July 29, 1890, the world would lose a once-in-a-lifetime artist, a man whose works would become popular after his death. This man would go on to be one of the world's most influential artists, and some say the greatest painter of all time. A man whose style is recognized by many for his dramatic and bold brushstrokes, and celebrated for its unique and emotional depictions of landscapes, portraits, and still lives. Remarkably, he would only go on to sell one painting during his life. This man that I am talking about is none other than Vincent van Gogh, a generational talent that we may never see again, and whose paintings will live on for years to come. Hi, my name is Kevin Lewis, and today I will be talking about the life of one of the world's most famous painters, Vincent van Gogh. To begin, I shall explain his early life. According to Van Gogh Museum, Vincent Willem van Gogh was born on March 30, 1853, in Zundert, Netherlands. He had 5 siblings, 2 brothers, and 3 sisters: Anna, Theo, Will, Lies, and Cor van Gogh. From the ages of 11 to 13, Vincent would go on to change schools twice, and would later give up on his education for a period of time. At the age of 16, his uncle had found him a job as a trainee at the international art dealer Goupil & Cie. This is where he and his brother Theo would work together and build a strong relationship for years to come. He then remained working there for 6 years, but eventually lost motivation for becoming an art dealer. After his time at Goupil & Cie ended in 1876, according to VincentVanGogh.org, Vincent took a job as an assistant teacher in England in 1876, but was disappointed due to students not showing up for his class. Eventually, later, he would return to Holland to study theology, but lacked the discipline to complete his formal training, and eventually dropped out in 1879. Vincent became a lay preacher at this point in his life, and he had deeply turned religious. He resided in a town in Belgium called Borinage, which was a mining region. He would preach the Bible to the sick, slept on the floor, and would often give away his own things to the people of that town, which would lead to his nickname, the Christ of the Coal Mine. Vincent's life would soon change when his brother Theo encouraged him to pursue a career in painting. Theo was impressed by Vincent's sketches that was sent to him in their letters to one another. He went as far as supporting him financially whenever he could, of course. Despite his brother's support, Vincent was forced to move back in with his parents for a period of time. According to metmuseum.org, this caused a great deal of tension in their relationship, as his parents did not support his decision to pursue painting. In 1881, he had become a peasant painter and started to paint the things that were going around him and his life. So he rented a studio in the village he was living in. His father would die in March of 1885. And from that point on, he began to exhibit signs of mental instability and was hard to live with. At this time, he made one of his first most famous paintings, The Potato Eaters. Vincent's unique painting style, in which he developed his well-known style of bright colors, bold brushstrokes. From then on, he would begin to produce his most well-known works. In 1887, he painted The Bridge in the Rain. In 1888, The Red Vineyard, and his most famous and well-known painting, Starry Night, which was painted in 1889, according to MoMA.org. That same year, he would go on to be hospitalized due to his worsening mental state, likely triggered by the lack of success he had selling his work. He would go on to have a bizarre injury in which he had cut off his ear. Though we do not know exactly how Vincent passed, it is likely that he died from self-inflicted injuries on July 29, 1890. In conclusion, Vincent van Gogh's life was marked by personal and professional turmoil. In his personal life, he was never able to gain the approval of his parents or the respect of the people around him. In his professional life, even with his talent and work ethic, he was not celebrated like many of his contemporaries. Despite this, Vincent van Gogh is widely regarded as one of the most influential painters of all time. His body of work is comprised over 900 paintings, including memorable ones such as The Starry Night, The Red Vineyard, and The Bridge on the Rain. This has been my speech on Vincent van Gogh. Thank you.